Dear second year students, how are you? I hope all of you are fine. I'm also fine. Today I'm going to discuss about use of modifiers. This chapter is completely new in your English second paper syllabus. So try to be attentive what I'm trying to say. Though this topic is very new for you, don't worry about this. I'll try my level best to make the topic very easy to understand. Okay, let us have a look. What is modifier? At first, you have to have basic idea about what is modifier. Have a look on the screen. A modifier is a word or phrase or clause which modifies other words in a sentence. So what do you understand by the word modifier? You see, modifier can be a word or modifier can be a phrase. You know that phrase means a collection of words without having subject and verb. A modifier can be a clause which modifies other words in a sentence. So what is the function of modifier? What is the use of modifier? You see, modifier modifies other words in a sentence. Okay, we can say a modifier is a word, phrase or clause that provides description in sentences. That means that modifier basically provides description in sentences, or we can say modifier adds or provides an extra information, okay, in a sentence. Have a look. There is an example. He is a cute baby. He is a cute baby. In this sentence, cute is an adjective. You know, cute is an adjective modifying the noun baby. Okay. The adjective cute is modifier. Here, adjective cute is a modifier. It modifies baby. So you see, cute modifies the type of baby. Okay, so here cute is an adjective and it modifies the noun baby. Okay, types of modifier. There are how many types of modifier? You see, there are two types of modifiers in English grammar. First one is free modifier and force modifier. You know that free means before. That means that the modifiers that use before words that are called free modifier, and forced modifier, forced means after. So the modifiers that are used after words, they are called forced modifier. Okay, free modifiers. These are the grammatical items that are used as free modifier. Okay, now the question is, who are the free modifiers, or what are the grammatical items that are used as free modifiers? First one is determiners, second one is intensifier, third one is adjective, fourth one is participle, fifth one is compound word, sixth one is noun adjective, and last one is possessive. So you see, these are the grammatical items. Okay, these are the grammatical topics that are used as free modifier. That means that this type of grammatical items are basically used before words. Okay, determiners, we can use determiner as free modifier. Okay, now the question is, what is determiner? Determiner are the words that define a word as a specific or unspecific, or definite or indefinite. Okay, we can classify, we can we can classify determiners into a number of grammatical items like articles, demonstratives, possessive, quantifiers, and numerals. Okay, so these are the types of determiners. Now the question is, what is article? Okay, articles are words that define a noun, as a specific or unspecific. That means that articles always defines a noun. Article always defines a noun. Now the question is how articles define. Okay, articles defines a noun as a specific or unspecific. That means that it it will define a noun and tell us about whether it is a specific or unspecific, or whether it is definite or indefinite. Okay, you know that there are two types of articles. One is definite article, another one is indefinite article. You know, an is used as indefinite article and the is used as definite article. So here is an example. Have a look. He is an honest man. Have a look. Honest. Here S is silent and the next letter is O. This is vowel. So we use an before vowel. We use an before vowel. So you see, an here is article and it is determiner. It is article and it is determiner, or we can say it is pre-modifier, since it is used before a word, honest man. Okay, it is used before word, so we can call it what? We can call it pre-modifier. Come to the next one, that is demonstratives. Demonstrative pronouns point to a specific things. That means that these types of pronouns basically are used to point to a specific things. Okay, you see, there are a number of words that are basically used as demonstratives, like this, that, this, those. Here, this and that are singular, and these, those are plural. This used in present tense, that used in past tense. This used in present tense, those used in past tense. Okay. So there is an example. You see, these mangoes are sweet. So mangoes is plural and the tense is in present tense. So you have to use these mangoes are sweet. You cannot say those mangoes are sweet because those is used in past tense. Since the tense is in present tense, you have to use this. This mangoes are sweet. Come to the next one, that is possessive. We use possessive as determiners before a noun to indicate possession or belonging. Possessives are basically used to indicate possession or belonging. Okay. You see, common possessives: my, his, her, your, its, their, runners, etc. So these are the common possessive case. There is an example. You see, her mobile set is very costly. You see, mobile is a noun. Mobile is a noun and her is the possessive form of she. Her is the possessive form of what? She. So there is a relation between her and mobile. And these types of relation are identified by using possessive. Her mobile set is very costly. Okay. Come to the next one, that is quantifiers. We use quantifiers when we want to give some information about the number of something. That means that when we basically provide information about number of something, in such cases we use quantifiers. Quantifiers basically provides information about the number of something. Okay, there are common quantifiers: all, both, some, any, every, is, few, little, many, much, enough, more, most, several, etc. Okay, so all are the common quantifiers which are basically used to indicate number of something. Come to the next one, that is numerals. A numeral is a symbol or name that stands for a number. Quantifiers and numerals almost similar, but there is basic difference. That is, in numerals we say a specific number, ordinal number or cardinal number. Okay, for example, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the specific number. But you see all, both, some, any, every, is, few, little. They are not what? They are not specific. Okay, they are not cardinal or ordinal number. But in numerals, we have to use ordinal number or cardinal number. So you see, there is an example. There are 3 boys in the room. We can say there are 4 boys in the room, there are 5 boys in the room. You have to, when you are asked to use numerals, you have to use number. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Okay, come to the next one, that is intensifier. So what is intensifier? Intensifiers are adverbs or adverbial phrase. Intensifiers are adverbs or adverbial phrase that strengthen the meaning of other expressions and show emphasis. So what is the function of intensifiers in a sentence? You see, intensifiers basically show emphasis. Okay, they put emphasis. Words that we commonly use as intensifiers include absolutely, completely, extremely, highly, rather, really, so, to, totally, utterly, very, and at all. So you see, these types of words are commonly used here are intensifier, and these types of words are basically adverbs or adverbial phrase. There are 2 examples. Have a look. She was born in a highly educated family. So you see, highly is adverb here. Highly is adverb here. So this adverb is used as intensifier uh, to modify educated family. Okay. Next one is he felt very weak, almost giving up hope. So weak is adjective here and very is adverb here, and it is used as intensifier to modify weak, to put emphasis. Okay, that means that he is very weak. He felt very weak. Another one is adjectives. An adjective is a word that tells us more about a noun. Okay, adjective means adding. Okay, it adds more information about a noun. It basically describes or modifies a noun. Adjective always describes noun or modifies noun. It will always add extra information about noun. There are 4 examples. Have a look. Maruf is an intelligent boy. Maruf is an intelligent boy. Boy is noun here. So noun is modified by using the adjective intelligent. Masum is an efficient player. Here player is noun and it is modified by using an adjective that is efficient. Every meritorious student was given a prize. A student is noun here and meritorious is adjective. So this adjective here modifies a student. Okay. He told me a funny story. Here story is noun, funny is adjective, and this word, this adjective is used as adjective to modify a story. So you see intelligent, efficient, meritorious, funny, these are adjectives, and these adjectives are used to modify noun like boy, player, student, story. Next one is present participle. You see, a present participle is a word that is formed from a verb, ends ing, and can be used as an adjective. So, three information is given here about present participle. That means that a present participle is formed from verb. Okay, this present participle form of verb will be formed from a verb and it ends with ing and it can be used as an adjective. Okay, 3 information, that is present participle is formed from verb and ing is there and it functions as adjective. Okay, there are 3 examples. Have a look. Don't try to get down from a running bus. So running, okay, run plus ing, that means running bus. Here running is present participle, bus is noun. Okay, Running modifies bus, running bus. And this is present participle. A droning man catches at a straw. Here, drone is a verb. When ing is used, it becomes droning and it serves as present participle. Man is noun. Here, droning modifies man. Droning modifies man. He shot down a flying bird. Here, fly is verb. Ing is used and it becomes present participle flying. And this flying, this present participle modified bird, okay, which is a noun. So you see, present participles are used to modify noun. Present participles are used to modify noun, and these present participles are used as pre-modifier. Next one is first participle. First participle refers to an action that was started and completed in the past. Very simple definition. First participle means that any type of action that was started and completed in the past. Okay, have a look. Take the wounded man to the hospital. Here, wounded man. This is the form of first participle. Here, man is noun. This past participle form is used to modify man. To modify man, wounded man. Next one is don't exult over a fallen foe. Fall, fallen. Okay. So fallen is the past participle form of fall. Fallen is the past participle form of fall, and this past participle is used to modify foe. Foe is noun. So wounded, fallen, these are the first participle form of verb, and these first participle forms are used to modify here man and here foe. Next one is noun adjective. Noun adjective consists of two nouns situated together, and first noun functions as an adjective. So you see, noun adjectives basically consist of two nouns and they are sit together. Okay, they are seated together, and first noun functions as an adjective. There are four examples. Have a look. He gave me a gold ring. Here, gold is noun, ring is noun. So two nouns joined together. Okay, situated together. When two nouns situated together, so the first noun becomes adjective. First noun becomes adjective. I fed the lawn's fear. Here, lawns is noun, fear is noun. But when two nouns are situated together, the first noun becomes adjective, and that is noun adjective. In the same way, we have some mango trees. Here, mango is noun adjective. Last night, the security guard died. Here, security. This is noun adjective. So, what do you mean by noun adjective? When two nouns are situated together, in such cases, the first noun functions as adjective and we call it noun adjective. You see, gold ring. Here, gold is noun adjective, lawn sphere, lawns is noun adjective, mango trees, mango is noun adjective, security guard, security is noun adjective. I have discussed about possessive. Okay, there are some basic concept, that is subjective form, objective form, and possessive form. The subjective form of I, you see, I, subject, object will be me, possessive form will be my. In the same way, subject we becomes us as object, and our is possessive. You, your. He, him, his, she, her, her. They, them, their. It, its. So these types of possessive forms are very important. You have to know the subjective form, objective form, and possessive form. Okay. Compound word. Compound words are formed when two or more words are joined together to create a new word and that has an entirely new meaning. So you see, uh, in a compound word, basically two or more words are joined together, and these words create a new word which has entirely a new meaning. Okay, you see, there are three examples. First one is I got into a first class compartment. Here, first is a word, class is a word. So, two words are joined together and they become first class. A completely new word and it has a different meaning. In the same way, give up your old fashioned idea. Here, old is an word, fashioned is another word. So two words, two different words are joined together to create a new one, which has a completely different meaning. In the same way, this is a brand new car. Here, brand is a word, new is a word. So two different words are joined together as brand new, and which has a completely different meaning. Okay. So this is the overall discussion about free modifiers. Okay, no more today. Have a nice day. Allah Hafiz.